The complication with Mount Soderholm was always going to be more about accessing the peak than ascending it. This relatively obscure mountain is located off the grid in the Blue Range of the Rockies, between Height of the Rockies Park and Assiniboine Provincial Park in British Columbia. There is no easy approach. After driving up Highway 93 and starting along Settlers Road, Phil Richards and I proceeded to the Cross River Road. After a slight confusion at several junctions, we ended up on the right one, about 33 kilometers from Highway 93. After 6.2 kilometers on the much smaller Cross River Road, we arrived at the signed Miller Pass Road. The Miller Pass Road was washed out and much rougher than the first two, but we managed to drive 4.5 kilometers up it to a bridge draining the southwest side of Soderholm, where we finally parked. I'd put the drive at about an SC6. It took 4 hours from Calgary to this remote spot. To be honest, from the parking spot, the route ended up being remarkably straightforward in the end. We biked about 1 kilometer up a spur road before hiking a mix of overgrown roads, open-ish forest, and even a pretty good trail up the southwest valley. After crossing a few reasonable avalanche gullies, we followed a massive snow-filled avalanche gully to the west ridge high above. We followed the west ridge to the summit cairn to be the first party in 11 years and the sixth in 25 to sign it. After leaving my house at 0400, Phil Richards and I finally started the 5-minute bike ride at around 0800. Within 1 kilometer already, we dropped the bikes and started hiking on an overgrown spur road up the southwest access valley.
Like, hey there! That's the one. I could somebody out. Okay. I mean, it's up the peak now. That looks... Yep. And maybe he was just trying to get above tree line. Who knows, maybe this is his exact line. We are under.
Our road ran out against some massive avalanche paths and we had a decision to make. Should we traverse further above the messy stream to our left, or try lower down? We chose to ascend and see what transpired. What transpired within about 10 minutes of open forest was a human-made trail running further up and into the southwest access valley, exactly where we wanted to go. This was a bonus. The trail ran out against the next huge Avi slope, which we followed over a low headwall to another huge snow-filled avalanche gully.
Way up, eh? So on that creek, so we need to follow this creek. Yeah. Being hit too,
no. We donned ponds, and after taking out our axes, we started the long plot up to the west ridge, high above us now. The only indication that we were steadily getting higher was the striking southwest outliers of Soderholm slowly getting smaller and smaller behind us. This thing was huge. Finally, as Phil caught up to me, we rounded a corner in the huge gully and started going up an even steeper snow gully to the west ridge above. After only 2.5 hours from the truck, we were standing high up on Soderholm's west ridge, looking at a wonderful traverse to the summit block.
That is fantastic.
Wandering up the west ridge of Soderholm to the summit block was the best part of our day.
Scrambly bit is a drive.
Yeah, the crooks is getting there.
The ridge was simple and so was the summit block beyond, despite some lingering snow and ice. I couldn't quite believe it as we traversed towards the summit, Karen. I had finally climbed Soderholm. We were surprised to be the first party in 11 years and only the 6th in the last 25 to sign this one.
There she be.
The descent was almost even better than the ascent was. The snow in the avalanche gully was just soft enough to boot ski and walk down. We easily descended the open Avi slopes and headwall below, and then we found the trail even sooner than we'd found it on ascent and followed it all the way to the overgrown logging road. This was turning out pretty great. We had to laugh at the 2.5-minute bike ride back to the truck. It was so quick, Phil almost blew past it. Mount Soderholm was already a classic in my books. How can it not be? We traveled 12 kilometers and ascended 1,300 meters in only 5.5 hours under perfect conditions. The approach was almost completely bushwhack free, and we took off 9 kilometers and over 300 meters of ascent by driving up Miller Pass Road as far as we did. The unexpected trail, the perfect snow conditions in the avalanche gully, and the incredible views from the west ridge and summit all combined to make this a top ascent in my books.